Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Alex and welcome to my channel. So I figured that I haven't posted one of these in a while and it was time for another video review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Sigma 70-200 F2.8 and I'm going to be pairing it with the Canon R6, of course, using the RF-to-EF adapter. So today I wanted to come out here out on the field and try it out with the Canon R6 so you guys could see how this lens performs with one of the newer Canon mirrorless cameras. So I've been walking around looking for birds, but unfortunately I don't see a lot of activity here today. So I think at the end of the day we might just end up taking photos of trees or whatever we can find. Actually, I see something over there. Oh, I think it's a hawk, but it's pretty far. So yeah, today I came out here to do a review of this camera and lens combination in case anybody out there is in the search for a high quality telephoto lens that can be used for maybe some wildlife, maybe some sports photography, or maybe portraits, because the 70-200 focal length covers the 85 millimeters, which is great for portraits, as well as the 135, which is another focal length very used for high quality portrait pictures. And it is an F2.8, which means that you will get that beautiful blurry background that a lot of people like, or the bokeh that some people call it. But anyways, so today I'm out here, hopefully activity picks up. If not, I'm just gonna end up doing the review of the lens. I've had this lens for about 4 months so far, and I want to tell you about my experience with it. In fact, let me take it out of my bag so that we can start with this review. All right, I have taken the lens out and I'm ready for some birds to start showing. Oh, actually, there's one up there already. But anyways, let me tell you a little bit about this lens real quick before I take a picture of that bird. This lens, 70-200 sports version from Sigma, originally designed to work with DSLRs, but I have it paired with the Canon R6 using the RF-to-EF adapter. So I came out here today because I want to give you a really in-depth test of how this lens performs out in the field. And I wanted to do some birding. This area here is well known here in my town because there are a lot of birds and people come here to bird watch. So I'm gonna set this camera out here and let's get started with this review. By the way, I'm gonna take these photos and I'm gonna post them there on the screen so you guys can see the settings that I used. Hopefully that bird doesn't fly away. There we have our first photograph of the day. It seems like it's gonna be a good day today. Actually, when I was coming here, I didn't see a lot of activity, but I guess since today is kind of chilly, our first cold day of the year, I guess birds are kind of cold too, you know, so they stay in one place. They are not really moving around. So this is the picture I just took. I know the screen right now is a little tilted, but here's the photo that I just took. Here's the original version and here's the edited version. So as I take the photos today, I'm gonna talk to you guys about the specs of this lens, and I'm also gonna talk to you guys about my opinion and tell you about my overall experience over the last couple of months that I've had it. But let's move on to another location and let's continue to talk about this lens and camera combination. All right, one of the first things that you will notice about this lens is its weight and its size. I believe it's about 4 pounds plus the R6, which weighs another pound. So this combination alone weighs about 5 to maybe 6 pounds. It is a pretty heavy setup. So if you are the type of person who likes to pack a little light, then this is probably not a good combination for you. If you like to hike a lot, if you like to take your gear overseas, or if you like to travel in the US through different states, this lens will take a lot of space in your camera bag, so be prepared to leave other of your favorite lenses behind. But other than that, I really like the fact that although it's big, it performs really well with the Canon R6, and it is also very solidly built. This lens is honestly built like a tank. It is constructed out of some high quality metal along with some plastic, but only on the lens hood. And it also has some rubber here on the focus and zoom rings. But overall, the construction of this lens is just amazing. And I believe that's one of the reasons why it's so heavy, you know, because the materials that they use to build this lens are such high quality, and they also increase its weight. To talk a little bit about the external aspects of this lens, it comes with a tripod mount, which is great because I know that some other manufacturers don't include it with the lens. It also comes with different buttons. It has a focus switch here. It has, I believe, another focus ring switch, which you can adjust it to 3 meters up to infinity. And it has a stabilization switch, which you can use this in 2 different modes. One is for panning, and the other one is for handheld shooting. And it has another switch for custom modes. One is for custom 1 and one is for custom 2. It also has 3 different buttons alongside here, and I believe those are other functions that you can program those buttons to do. But I also think that you either need the adapter, or you have to do them through the camera menu, which I don't know if it works with the Canon R6, because I honestly haven't really tried it. But I believe through a quick Google search you should be able to find out. This lens does come with a metal mount, and it also has an 82 millimeter filter thread. Oh wow, the sun got really bright over here. Let's move on kind of quickly so that we can get out of this light, because I am sure it looks terrible here on YouTube. So let's move on and look for some other birds that we can photograph. But what else can I tell you about this lens? So aperture, as you might already know, it's a 2.8 aperture, which means that it's a great lens to use during low light settings. It is also a constant aperture, which means that as you zoom in with the lens, the light that goes into the sensor doesn't really change. It stays constant. And unlike my Tamron 100 to 400, I don't know if you watched that review, that lens, as you zoomed in, the image kept getting darker and darker. So that does not happen with this lens. Another thing that I love about this lens is its image quality. You get amazing images with this lens, and so far I'm still yet to experience any chromatic aberration. So it is an amazing built, amazing high quality lens. The lens is also waterproof, and it does have a little metal rubber around its mount, and I believe that does help when it comes to waterproofing the lens. So it is an amazing combination when you use it with the Canon R6. But let me tell you something that I really love about this lens compared to any of its other competitors out there, and that is the price. I bought this lens secondhand, and I got it for about $800. But I know that you can probably find this lens out there for cheaper, or maybe a little bit more expensive. But the retail value of this lens, if you want to buy it brand new, I believe it's about $1,500 plus tax. So right now it's a great time to look for deals online, because a lot of people are getting rid of their old gear because they are transitioning to the new RF mount system. And in fact, the person who I bought this lens from, that's what actually he was doing. He was trying to sell his old gear because he had recently bought an R5, and he was selling his old gear so that he could save enough money to buy more of the new RF lenses. So if you don't mind dealing with older gear and slightly heavier gear, then these are amazing choices, amazing options that you have to pair with your new mirrorless DSLRs. I don't know how it performs in comparison with a new RF 70-200. From what I've read, the RF 70-200 is a lot lighter and smaller. But if you don't mind carrying a little bit of extra weight while you save enough money to buy the RF gear, then this lens is an amazing option. Honestly, this is one of my favorite lenses that I've ever had. You will not be disappointed. Let's go look for some birds. I think it's getting too dark here on this side, so I think I'm gonna go to the other side where there's still some sunlight. Hopefully we have some luck on the other side. If not, I'm gonna just kind of have to be taking some pictures of leaves. And these things, I don't know what they are. They're not oranges for sure. But let me take a picture of this so I can show you how the image quality that we could get with this lens. So I'm gonna set this camera right here. And let's take a few photos here. By the way, if the screen looks a little tilted, it's because I did not bring my tripod. I wanted to pack a little light today since I was bringing this lens, and I'm only using a selfie stick, so I have to lean it against something in order for it not to fall down. But let's see. All right, let's take a picture of this tree right there. Okay, let's take another one. This time, one that allows us to test the depth of field or the bokeh. Let's see that one right there. All right, so I'm shooting this lens at a 2.8 aperture, ISO 100. All right, let's move on somewhere else. Let's see if we have some luck over here. Find some birds that are ready to go to bed. By the way, something that I just thought about that I haven't really talked about in this review is the tracking and how it works between the Sigma 70-200 and the Canon R6. And let me tell you, it is perfect. I have not had any issues with the tracking. The eye tracking works flawlessly, and any tracking mode that you use with this combination will work perfect. So you shouldn't really worry about that. I'm honestly trying really hard to show you its performance here with some birding, but I can't find any. So I don't think we're gonna have a lot of luck. I might have came here too late and all the birds already went to sleep. But let's see, let's continue, let's not give up. By the way, I'm using a lav mic or a wireless mic, and that's why you can still hear me, although I'm all the way over here. Hello. But that's the reason why you can still hear me. I can't see any birds, so no luck here. And it's also getting pretty chilly, so I better speed up this review before I get hypothermia out here. So let's continue. Here, I see a person walking with their dog over there. Let me take a quick photo of them so that you guys can see what we can get with this. That tracking is just incredible. Let's see. That was a good image so that you can show the depth of field of this lens. And these are not the only images that I'm gonna put there. I'm gonna put more images that I've taken before so you guys can see the ones that I've taken with this lens. In fact, here's a quick slideshow of different images that I have taken with this lens and camera. All right, let's hope that doesn't fall from there. But since I'm getting ready to go home, I do want to do a quick video test of this lens. It's a little windy today, so I'm afraid that my little Osmo might fall, and I don't want anything to break because that's my go-to setup to record these videos. All right, so I should have never said that. I should have never said that. As soon as I said it, it fell. It was as if the universe was waiting for me to say something so that it could show me its power. But anyways, we're gonna try that again. Let's put it in a different location now. Hopefully it doesn't fall this time. All right, I don't think it's gonna fall from there. But anyways, so there's a little birdhouse over there, and I wanted to test the video with this Sigma and Canon R6. So right now I am shooting handheld at 24 frames per second, 2.8 aperture and 125 ISO. Let's change the stabilization mode on the lens. The stabilization off on the lens. This is with the stabilization on mode 1. And this is with the stabilization on the lens on mode 2. So from what I can tell, mode 1 works better right now. I think this is the one for hand holding the lens. And this is for panning, mode 2. So back to mode 1. No stabilization. And mode 2. So as you can see, it performs really well with stabilization mode 1 if you want to use this lens for handheld video. Although honestly, to do that you kind of have to be a bodybuilder, because otherwise you won't be able to hold that lens for long because it is pretty heavy. So let's continue. I'm actually going back home. I came here walking and it is pretty cold and dark, and I'm getting scared, so let's go. Oh, there's a hawk. Come back to me. Let's see where it lands. Ah, he left. Oh, I see it. Great. Awesome. Let's see if we can take a quick photo of it.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, there it is. I don't know if it can be seen here, but it's in that tree right there. Now let's find a place where I can put this camera. Let's snap a few photos of the hawk. All right, so right now I'm using focusing, and it goes immediately to it. I am shooting this lens at 200 millimeters, F2.8 of course, and ISO 500. I'm gonna see if I can get a little closer to it, which I doubt, but we will see. Once it snaps focus on it, it won't let go. And that's one thing I love about the Canon R6. Oh, it's getting ready to fly away. All right, so the hawk flew away, but I think I was able to get some good photos of it. I am really happy. I didn't think I was gonna see one today, but luck was actually on our side. So my little Osmo action is almost dead now, and I'm gonna do a little quick ISO test like I mentioned earlier, and so you guys can see how this camera performs in low light. And here it is. So enjoy it and let me know what you think about it. Alright, so this is the ISO test of the Canon R6 and the Sigma 70-200 f2.8 sports version lens. So right now I am shooting at 24 frames per second, shutter speed is 1/50, and the aperture is 2.8. The ISO is at 2500. So I'm gonna keep all the other settings constant other than the ISO level, so you guys can see how it performs. Right now I am shooting at 70 millimeters focal length. So let's increase the ISO to 5000. That is ISO 5000. Now let's increase it to 8000. So that is how it looks. 8000. This is ISO 16,000. And last but not least, ISO 25,500. And this is the maximum ISO level that I can get this camera to go to right now. I don't know if it's because I haven't set my settings, but this is as high as I can go here. By the way, if you hear a cracking noise, that is the lens focusing. So that noise comes from the lens. But yeah, this is how it looks with ISO 25,600. And that completes my ISO test. So as you can see, this is how the Canon R6 performs with the Sigma 70-200 f2.8 sports version. This lens, to summarize it, it's an amazing lens. Really high quality images that you will get from it if you decide to purchase it. Of course, if you don't mind the size and the weight, and you will not be disappointed. I really have enjoyed making this video. I hope that you've enjoyed it as well. If you did, make sure to give me a like. I really appreciate your support, and it tells me that I am doing a decent job, and that also encourages me to continue to make these videos. And also, if I left something out, because I'm doing these reviews without any script, I'm just doing it from what I can remember about this lens and the things that I've liked about them. But if anything that I left out, make sure to leave that in the comment section below. Or if you just want to leave me your opinion of this review, I'd also greatly appreciate it. And if you want to leave a hate comment as well, I mean, go for it. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. So bye bye.